Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Arctic Edge Ice Arena. My name is Christian Markey. Alongside me, Amy Acevedo, where the Sooners look to face off against the Colorado State Rams. The Sooners are coming off their first back-to-back losses of the year, facing the number 9 ranked Drury, where they lost 3-2 on Friday and then 4-3 in a shootout on Saturday. Talked to the Sooner alternate captain, Blake Swearingen, yesterday, where he said, you see how fast we are, and they were just somehow simply faster, which resulted in those scores. This aided in 2 wins for the Panthers, one of which was a comeback where the Sooners grabbed the early 2-goal lead, which then was slowly whittled down and eventually erased in the shootout on Saturday. Sooner forward Benjamin Mondu said it felt like we should have had that one, expressing some mild frustration. Amy, what did the Sooners do to the Rams last time they met in Fort Collins?
Yeah, last time they met the Rams, they were out there, like you said, in Fort Collins, and they're unranked as they were last time when they were swept by Oklahoma, and they faced off the first weekend in October. The Sooners shut them out on that Friday with a 4-0 victory, and that gave senior netminder Brendan Culberson-Bond the most wins for a goalie in OU hockey history, coming in the form of a perfect game. And the second game was much closer, but the Sooners were still able to pull out that overtime win with a goal from Aaron Best. A lot of those rookies, we've seen that be the trend so far this season, pull out those important plays and those important points, and they happen to lead a lot of the goal scoring and assist records so far for the Sooners this season. Now, what else does the matchup look like, Christian, for the Rams and the Sooners so far this season?
Well, so last year, I believe CSU and OU split the series the last time they matched up, but so far this season for the for the Rams, they're going into this game with a 6-7-1 record, 6th in the division out of 11 spots. Their first and only time they were ranked was October 30th, where they found themselves in the 24th spot, and this would only last so long before they eventually went to being unranked. Their leading goal scorers for this season are number 19, Alex Latkovsky. That's going to be a fun name to pronounce tonight. If you remember last year's series, he was a Sooner killer last year.
Definitely.
Producing point after point in that series. He's got 10 goals, 9 assists for a total of 19 points this season, and then Christian Collins with 5 goals, 8 assists, and 13 points is the other leading scorer. The Rams' special teams is going to be the thing we probably talk about the most tonight. They have struggled on the power play, only scoring 6 goals on 45 chances, going in for 13.3%, 10th in the standings for the WCHL. Meanwhile, their penalty kill has also been struggling, falling to 67% on the year, also 10th in the WCHL division. It's hard to tell who the starting netminder is going to be, but we found that answer. It's going to be Chamberlain Nakara in net. He's got just over a 3.0 goals allowed average and a south of 900 save percentage for the Rams. Amy, how has the season been going for the Sooners coming in this one?
It couldn't have been more of the opposite for the Sooners. They come to tonight's game 12-2-2, dropping 5 spots in the top 25 from 8 to number 13 following the sweep last week in Drury. But those were close games, and Coach said yesterday that there were a lot the team could still learn from it. They've been strong at home, only lost 1 game this season to the Arizona Wildcats in November 1st. I believe the score to that was 6-3. And their leading scorers are, as I mentioned earlier, both rookies. Jackson Fodrell has 10 goals and 13 assists for 23 points on the season. Owen Carlisle, 6 goals, 14 assists for 20 points. And the Sooners have revived their power play this season, with senior forward Tristan Glass having 6 of his 9 goals coming on the man advantage. That is something that they kind of struggled with last season, not really able to take advantage of those opportunities. They sit at a respectable 32%, cashing in on 16 of 50 of those power play opportunities. 4th in the WCHL, and their penalty kill is at a respectable, very high 83.6%, which is 2nd in the WCHL. And the Sooner netminders have been phenomenal to start the year with an outstanding combined goal allowed average of 2.33 and a combined save percentage of .935.
And for your marquee matchup, the Sooners can play aggressively and have some rope to work with, and kind of what we've been scouting is that the subpar Rams special teams will be their weakness. And look for them to jump out early to try to grab a lead, utilizing their strength and speed. The Rams will have to suppress the Sooners' shots and keep the puck away from their netminders and second chance opportunities. They'll have to look to counterattack the Sooners with odd man rushes to get anything past BCB tonight. Keep an eye out as well on Tristan Glass racking up those power play points like it's no one's business. So we have both teams entering the ice night. It's Greek night tonight. So shout out to all the fraternity and sorority members who came into attendance. And we also have the Sooner Toy Drive. So if you can make it out to tomorrow's game, bring either a wrapped or unwrapped gift for the Children's Hospital here in Oklahoma, or you can scan that link and send one directly to them. that would be much appreciated. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with Puck Drop. Don't go anywhere.
Step right up. Buckle up. The only direction we're headed is... Yep, you get it. Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma.
In some ways, this film is like the university itself.
The one flagship university that has served the state since before there was a state.
Its story is never entirely completed.
Where one scoop of dirt can save thousands of lives. Where one group of biologists are connecting with world-class meteorologists to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Whoa, that one literally might land on the moon. But that's fine, because what's stopping us from going up there and getting it? This is a team, a squad, a family, leading a collective pursuit where we share all ideas, embrace thousands of different perspectives, and require every last hand on deck.
Cleared for takeoff.
What else we got? More trophies than you can count? Check. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the strength of many marching under one crimson and cream flag, creating Sooner magic that must be seen to be believed at the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
Welcome back, Sooner fans. We're going to let PA announcer tonight, Elijah Elena, do the honors as we honor Greek life across campus here. I would like to formally welcome one of my friends, Graham Wagner, the new IFC president, who had a nice chat with coming up, just came back from the airport, popped into the game for a little bit, representing the IFC Council. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, as you hear that cheer for Katie Dolberry, representing the OU Panhellenic Association for all the sororities, as we get some photography opportunities here with Michael Signoli doing the honors as the captains, Nate Payne and Vickers for the Rams. We get our honorary puck drop going. We get ready to get rolling. For those wondering why it isn't more packed on Greek night, we have understood and learned that there was an accident on 35 northbound that has been causing extreme traffic. So that is for the delay in attendance, but that will not delay puck drop here tonight as we look ready to go. Makowski, Collins, Petrangelo, Emerson out there for the Rams. Again, that's Chamberlain, Nicara in net for the Rams as Owen Carlisle, Will Blake, Jackson Fodrell, Connor Horn, and Alex Kagan face off for the Sooners with Brendan Culbertson Bond in net. Collins and Carlisle to take the face off. And here we go. Rams win it. Lukowski plays it forward to Petrangelo. In the skates of Kagan, taken over by Lukowski. Kagan took a spill, played it back to Connor Horn. Rimmed it around the boards, Will Blake there at the half wall to meet it. Connor Horn pins his man to the board. Rams possess it behind BCB. Lukowski, leading goal scorer for the Colorado State Rams, dumps it in on his backhand. Back down to Christian Collins. Back to Lukowski, tip by Petrangelo and wide to BCB. Early pressure here by Colorado State. Horn makes a half check. Right around the face-off dot. The Sooners come away with it. That's Will Blake. Looking to just get it in the zone. Catches a couple bodies instead. Eventually does get that dump, and now Ben Mondu chasing after it, looking to forecheck heavily. Fodrell cuts it off at the half wall, dumps it back in. Ty Doan collects for the Rams. Plays it over to Blake Emerson. Doan dumps it, not enough for icing. Josh McDonald collects, surveys, flips it forward, cut off, and collected by Aaron Best. Sprung forward to Nate Payne. Nate Payne dumps it. Aaron Best chases. See Ben and Mondu reunited on one of these lines. McDonald shot, rebound loose. Fodrell couldn't get a paw on it. Had a good look, but the first test for Nicara should have been swallowed up with ease, and it wasn't. Now Mondu, centering feed, took a clip of something and popped up. Now the other way goes Norris for Colorado State. Fast pace of play here to start this game. It's kind of what we expected. Now Mondu with an odd man rush. Ben Mondu, couple of nice moves. Centering. Best couldn't get there. Doan. Adams. Sooners making a line change here. Samuel Adams drops it over to Vickers. Vickers, dipsy doodle dancing, gets the puck free. Looking to spring forward, Hunt Bond, can't. Grasso has to dump. Kohlberg on the half wall, Tristan Glass now. Flips it to Kohlberg, took a tip. Cavalcanti chases after it. Puck free in the face-off dot, now taken away by the Rams. Sprung forward for Colorado State. Centering feed, no one there to bang it home. Cromwell, and a heavy check there. Carson Bassett took care of business down to the end boards. Centering feed, again, no one there for Colorado State. Cromwell keeps it in on the blue line. And a heavy check again, Carson Bassett. Making sure the Rams are awake here to start this game. Doing the damage on Kyle Green, the 5'8" forward for Colorado State. Definitely a mismatch in size on that. Amy, what are you seeing so far to start this game?
Extremely fast pace so far. Not a single break. We're already almost 3 minutes through and some change. 3 minutes and some change through this first period of play so far. Relatively few shots on goal. It seems like neither team is really able to get themselves set up in any situation. So potential dangerous situations for the Sooners there, but Colorado State weren't able to find anyone to pass off the centering feed to. And right now it's going back into defensive territory for the Sooners. We're going to try to kill off another opportunity for the Rams.
Like you mentioned, haven't had a stoppage in play here so far. A couple of big checks from the Sooners, but you can expect that early on. It's now Collins for the Rams. Gets stepped into by McDonald. No harm, no foul there. Carson Glass loses the puck. Lukowski back on the ice for the Rams. Comes in with a head of steam. Lukowski rips a shot blocked by McDonald. Rebound cleaned up by Owen Carlisle. The other way goes the Sooners. 3-on-2. Will Blake trying to get it over to Carlisle down low. Emerson and Lukowski battling hard. Sprung forward to Christian Collins. Collins dances the blue line, nearly takes a check. Sloppy puck possession by both teams here has resulted in a lot of different odd man rushes that haven't come to fruition for either team so far. Will Blake catches that pass in his skates and coughs it up. Collins dumps it back for Lukowski. Rams making a change. Will Blake dumps it in. Alex Kagan shouldn't be leading this rush, and he drops back as Mondu and Best step back out on the ice with Trangelo. And Best working in the corner there. Samuel Adams dumps it in. Alex Kagan now working along the face-off dot, trying to drop it back for Best. Nearly lost it. Mondu cleans it up. Now over to Best. Enters cleanly, picks it up to Mondu. Bouncing puck. Kagan just flips it into the end boards. Mondu and Sam Adams getting tied up in front of Nakara. Vickers comes away with it. He's one of the better defensemen here on this Colorado State team. Vickers skates in, drops it back. Hunt Bond takes a check from Goldstein. Kagan nearly intertwined with the linesman. Now clean look here for Adams. Rips it, blocked off by Culbertson. Bond, easy blocker save.
That is the first stoppage in play that we will get in this first period. Almost 6 minutes of nonstop hockey. And the goal tally for shots on goal, sits at 1-1. A great stop there by Culbertson Bond. And before the game, we kind of talked about how we thought Colorado State might struggle to keep up with the pace. They're doing great so far, but neither team really having an opportunity to break out and really show any threats.
Yeah, in terms of roster size, they're just a few numbers shy of where OU sits on what's on their bench. So that'll definitely come into play in the later half of this game as they get worked out here. Centering feed for Colorado State, scores! Parker Grasso. Centering feed there. BCB was caught out front, and just like that, the Rams take an early lead.
Yeah, right there, able to disrupt a little bit of the Sooner defense right in front of the net. An early one for the Rams, put them up on the board. Looks like it'll be TJ Norris with the assist on that goal.
Excuse me, Robert Grasso, not Parker Grasso. So Sooners go down early here against a team that has struggled to get going early in games. They dropped both their games last weekend to a depleted UCO roster. So the Sooners on paper definitely have the advantage in all facets of this game, but that doesn't matter here as the Rams have the 1-0 lead. Norris gets tripped up, and that's going to be a penalty against Oklahoma. So right after you give up the goal, you go on the penalty, the PK, and it's problems for Oklahoma. Right, it's just a matter of 30 seconds of gameplay, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a hole here.
Exactly. The good thing for the Sooners, however, is that while Colorado State has struggled on the power play, the Sooners have thrived on the penalty kill, sitting at second place in the WCHL with around, I believe, 83% efficiency on killing opposing penalty power plays, So the Sooners are going to want to keep that up right now, but as the music indicates, Thriller by Michael Jackson, it is a little bit of a spooky time for Oklahoma as Josh Bells will sit in the sin bin for the Sooners.
Josh Bells is a smart player. The call on that actually wasn't a trip, it was a hold as the Sooners get that cleared. Hard to kind of tell, it looked like incidental contact, but definitely could have been called, and it was. As the Rams power play will have to start from their own end. Christian Collins dumps it in. Rams hold at the blue line. Lukowski's shot goes wide. Cromwell gets it. Failed clearance attempt. Lukowski in front of the net. Rebounds loose. Sooners come away with it. Hits Cromwell. Does clear. Rams have to touch up. Dumped in. Kagan chases after. He's going to meet Christian Collins on the half wall. Will Blake does get that all the way down. Good job there by that Sooner penalty killing line. I believe a shot was counted there, maybe was or should have, at least not on the scoreboard, but from our vantage point, BCB saved one off his pad when that puck was loose, and now Norris chases after it. Too big of a touch on that one to muster up a shot. Jacob Reiger for the Sooners clears it. Good work here for the Sooners. Again, we mentioned that power play for the Rams sitting at 67%. Or 13.3%, not 67%. That'd be insane. 13.3% for that power play. Emerson gets stepped into by McDonald. Nearly a solid hip check there. Couldn't do the full 180 rotation on him there, but he nearly got it. Another clearance by the Sooners. Nakara having to play it behind his net. Mondu pressuring hard. Would love to get a shorthanded goal here. I don't think we've seen one on home ice for the Sooners. Tydone flips it in. Norris chases after it. Puck cleared again. Vickers coughs it up. Carlisle with it now. He's got Will Blake as an option, just trying to kill the remaining 5 seconds or so. Retains puck possession. Sooners, if they're able to keep this in, have a chance. Horn fans on his shot. Will Blake trying to get there first. Fodrell can't keep it in. Gets caught up in the referee in the neutral zone, and now Fodrell re-enters. He's got Carlisle. Tydone turned over. Fodrell rips one. Low! Pad saved by Nakara. That was suppressed. I believe a Rams stick took most of the heat off of that one. Now Kagan, look for him to rip one. Tipped! Oh, it just goes over the net. Fodrell had a stick on it, and now Nakara will wrap it up. So the Sooners quickly get some offensive pressure here post-power play for the Rams.
Exactly, and once again, they had an incredible job on the penalty kill to kill that off. And now starting to get back on the Rams with that goal. Only 2 shots in. The Sooners now have 2 shots themselves, looking to get something a little bit working for them here as they'll get some fresh legs on the ice.
Mondu, Best, and Nate Payne will step out there for the forwards. Reiger and Bassett on the back end. Sooners win the faceoff. Reiger trying to play it forward for Payne. Missed a cue on that pass as that one goes out for another offensive zone faceoff to the right of Chamberlain Nakara.
And a lot of noise from the both respective benches on the coaching staff, both pumped up to play these 2 matchups.
Cromwell takes the Rams face-off, flips it over. Cut off, though, by Aaron Best. Oh, and a yard sale there as a Ram, I believe it was Goodrow, lost an edge there. And now the other way go the Sooners. Mondu flips it back. Reiger shot, blockered away. Best couldn't get a stick on it for a rebound. Now Mondu circles the face-off dot. Payne shot tipped. Bassett, another chance, goes wide. Sooners peppering the Ram netminder here. Another shot swallowed up, no problem there. That was right on center mass for Nakara.
And I believe that was defenseman Cameron Cromwell, number 7 for Colorado State, who blockered one of those shots away with it looked like his shoulder there. A very dangerous situation, so great job by the Colorado State defenseman. As the Sooner fans
get the swag surf
going.
Yeah, we've seen a lot more people trickle in the last 20 minutes or so. As we mentioned, that traffic on 35 was atrocious. And as I mentioned in the pregame, Sooners needing to pepper those shots to try to get something on the board here. Rather, the Rams try to suppress the Sooner shots that are being peppered. You can tell things are starting to pick up here for Oklahoma offensively. Post goal conceded and then post penalty kill.
Exactly, which is something we saw in the series a few weekends ago against Missouri State. Whenever Missouri State had a goal, the Sooners were able to bounce back, and that's what they're hoping to do right now early on with 10 minutes remaining in this first period.
I don't think I've ever seen the Sooners play like this as we get a chance here for Fodrell. Rolls in, whiffs on the shot, trying to play it back, dumps it down to Carlisle. Carlisle dancing nicely. Goldstein from the blue line, dangles, toe drags, moves. Fodrell couldn't bury it. Goal off the netting. I don't think I've ever seen the Sooners pepper a goalie like that in such quick succession and timely manners. They got off like 4 shots within 30 seconds, and that's clearly what the game plan that Coach Arvanitis is probably preaching right now is just keep shooting at him. He's going to let it go. I heard Willie Baird mention low blocker side is definitely a weak spot for Nakara, and talking to assistant coach Reese Fegan about things, he said definitely low blocker side on Nakara is where they would like to aim.
Yeah, exactly, and especially with the Sooners having so many accurate, incredible shots on the team, peppering this goalie. Eventually, at one point, one's going to find its way through.
What a save by Nakara. Reached out the right pad. That was a rebound and a yawning cage for Jacob DuPont. What a chance there for the Sooners. DuPont again, looking for a centering feed. Rips it high, out of play. Nearly took out Michael Signoli and Katie Dolberry down there in the right corner. Also talking to Willie Baird, he said the Rams struggle to clear the puck in their own defensive zone and then also struggle to create anything in the neutral zone. They dump a lot. So that's definitely something to look forward to that I did mention in the pregame show. But from our expert player analysis now joining kind of the broadcast crew, Willie Baird, we'll maybe hear some few words from him in the second period intermission.
Yeah, and last night talking to Coach, I talked to him about this Colorado State team and how they're not ranked currently in the ACHA polls, and their record shows how much of a better start the Sooners have gotten off to. And he said that still doesn't mean you can count this team out. And as we know, in most sports, conference matchups are always going to be highly contested, no matter the record between the two teams.
Lukowski took a hard check from Connor Horn there. Pops up the puck. It's played forward. Cameron Colberg gets it over, loses it to Ty Doan, who gives a shoulder of his own. Connor Horn again. Over to Kagan. Looking to just clear it. That's going to go all the way down for an icing unless Cavalcanti can get there first, and he cannot. So now we're getting the stoppages of play. Now we're getting to breathe a little bit.
Exactly, yeah. Like we said, that long first shift for both teams, almost 6 straight minutes of nonstop action, finally able to break things up here, and the Sooners are kind of cooling down a little bit on those shots, but going to want to try to get back into their offensive zone to at least tie things up going into the second period.
Here comes Cavalcanti on a 2-on-2. Colberg chasing. Tristan Glass met. Puck right in front of us here in the broadcast booth. It's in the zone for the Sooners, but they turn it over. Connor Horn does keep it in. Lukowski, a couple of turnovers in a short sequence of time there, but eventually the puck comes out. Mondu has to restart things here for Oklahoma. Dumped in. Line change for Oklahoma. Cut off. Now Nate Payne. Puck was rolling, couldn't get a stick on it. Mondu trying to squeeze in along the corner. He does. Just trying to hold the puck, then gets pinned to the boards. Good stick lift there by Aaron Best. Puck comes out. Nate Payne goes after it. Ty Doan for the Rams, trying to clear it up to Lukowski. Mondu pinches at the line, holds it in, flips it back. Ty Doan comes away with it. Makes a nice move. Ty Doan's got an option. Eventually just runs out of gas and the puck. It was icing, I believe.
It looks like one of the...
Oh, offsides. Thank you, Caleb. Appreciate that.
Our producer in the chair.
It's always nice to have an extra set of eyes.
Exactly. Yeah, catching the things that we don't. Offsides have, at least the Arctic Edge so far this season, have really hurt both teams. And it looks like right now we're heading back over to put the Sooners in the offensive zone, so unsure what the call was there. Sometimes in ACHA hockey you get these interesting calls that unable to decipher.
Trying to get an answer out of Griffin Joy in the penalty box, tending to that tonight as he does so well. Josh McDonald moves it over to Fodrill. Puck flipped all the way up. That's going to stay down. Carlisle took a whack at Rudrow. McDonald keeps it in. Tip. Oh, and that floated just in on the carry. You could see that float. And two Sooners tried to whack at it and take some sort of deflection or misdirection on it, but Nakara was in good place. Another offensive zone face-off for the Sooners. 8:33 left in the first frame. Rams jumped out to that 1-0 lead about 15 minutes into the first period. Turnaround shot. Caught a body. Norris takes a check from Fodrill. Will Blake pestering, does a good job there in the neutral zone. Fodrill loses it. Back to McDonald, rims it around the boards all the way down. Sooners have to go off for a change here. Goldstein stays out on the ice. The lone Sooner for a second. No, Ram was up for a possible odd man rush. Kind of expecting to see that as Monticelli steps out, I believe for the first time tonight. Brother of Peyton Monticelli, the great OU softball player that we have been so lucky to have on air, as well as in the crowd for most of the home games for the Sooners.
Exactly, yeah, very supportive. It's great to see someone who's such a great championship competitor, supportive brother who's also done so well so far for the Sooners on this team.
Monticelli does get a shot in. He's looking more for a dump, but it ends up working out as the Sooners are able to retain possession, at least for now. Berger flips it up. Valencia takes a check from Carson Bassett. He's been a menace tonight. Leaves it back for Jacob Reiger. Bassett Bank pass off the boards, trying to get something going to Josh Bells. Sooners struggling a little bit in the defensive zone. Good flip there. Monticelli lost it. Has to go off for a change. Bells pursuing the Rams defenders, and he might get a step here, and he does for a moment. Good hit there by Bassett again. We're going to say his name probably about 10 more times tonight. DuPont trying to bank pass over to Carson Glass, gets it over to Josh Bells. Puck sprung forward. Bassett whiffs on the pass. And Reiger will chase in behind net for BCB. Glass comes away with it, of the Carson variety, and then flips it up and out of play.
Yeah, Carson Bassett really laying some heavy hits early on. Something that we've seen in addition to the Sooners this year, especially with the addition of Josh McDonald. You know, the Sooners have always had some relatively big, tall defensemen, but making those additions this year has really helped them on the defensive side of play. And like you said, Carson Bassett tonight really coming out ready to lay some heavy hits on Colorado State to keep them in this game, the Sooners so far.
One of those guys is Blake Swearingen, who we interviewed last night. Unfortunately, he's out today with an illness, but one of those bigger presences on that back line that can just lay a hit. As we're getting the score figured out, producer Caleb kind of correcting things in arenas. We don't want to say boast and might have a better job than what's going on down there in the penalty box, but we're getting it sorted here, making sure it's all squared away. 4:40 is what is left in the first frame.
Surprising, honestly, with the 9 shots on goal that the Sooners have, that nothing's really worked out for them. But I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. Chamberlain Nocera in net for Colorado State. He's done an incredible job so far. Some of these shots, like you said, thought were perfect opportunities for the Sooners to get something in. Also, credit to the defense in front of him. He's done a great job of blockering off those shots. It's still 1-0 Colorado State.
Christian Collins and Carson Bassett going to war behind BCB. Collins comes away with it. Centering free. Petrangelo's shot. No problem there for BCB. Rebound for Doan. Where is it? Puck loose. BCB's got a mid on it. Had a ram land on him as Christian Collins is frustrated they couldn't bury that.
Yeah, a bit of a scramble in front of the net. But ultimately the play was called dead for the Sooners. Probably a little bit to their luck. It's just a pile of bodies in front of the net. And we'll get line changes for both teams.
Sooners would definitely like to even this up, if not get a lead before the second period starts, but Chamberlain Nocera has been a wall right now. Here we go. Ben Mondu leading the rush. Watch his handles. Loses an edge. Loses a stick. Has to fling it. Could have been a penalty there. Kagan shot tipped away, and Aaron Best just sent it wide. It was a good look, clean. Aaron Best didn't have anybody pestering him in front of the net. Back to the point. Connor Horn, wrist one. Just goes over the net. Mondu circling, cycling, surveying. Dumps it down low to Payne. Payne getting pinned along the boards by Hunt Bond. Dumps it back down to Aaron Best. Best comes away with it. Rips one on a tight angle. Couldn't get it. Kagan keeps it in. He risks one. Shot. Tipped. Rebound. Oh, the Sooners can't bury it. Oh. Why did they blow it? Oh, I don't know why they blew it dead.
Just as the crowd was getting into it.
I don't know why.
Excited at the prospect of a Sooner goal here. All of a sudden, the play was blown dead. Unsure of what the reasoning is.
That puck was never kept in the glove at all by Nocera, and the Rams catch a lucky break there. That's really frustrating.
Exactly, yeah, the Sooners, Nate Payne had the opportunity to get a great shot off on it, but the play was never blown dead. Unsure of what the reasoning was for that, but a lucky break for Colorado State as the Sooners will try and regroup.
I guess Nocera sold it well. The offsides there. I guess Nocera sold it well, acting like he had the puck covered, and he never did. That puck was loose, and Nate Payne would have had a sure goal there on that rebound. So,
the offside call.
Trials and tribulations, frustrations, it's all part of the game.
Exactly, yeah. 3 minutes for the Sooners to use that frustration to their advantage and try and tie this thing up.
Cromwell plays it off the half wall to Christian Collins, trying to find Lukowski. can't. Sooners do get it out of the defensive zone. Lukowski flips one on to BCB. Flips it with the glove over to Adam Goldstein. The Sooners are definitely trying to get some tips and deflections in front of nets. Kind of seeing that pick up a little bit more. Kagan and Goldstein are so good with those wrist shots from the blue line, kind of able to avoid the bodies that are in front of the net in terms of defensive prowess for the Rams. And then Best has had a few good tips, Fadril and Mondu as well, but they just haven't found the open space. Fadril plays it off the board. Turned over. Fadril regroups, collects, waiting for some help. Does get it over to Tristan Glass. Down to Cavalcanti. Plays it in behind the boards. Horn down low. Took a weird bounce along the end wall there. Tristan Glass. Cavalcanti down to Glass. Circles around in behind the net. Dangerous opportunity here for the Sooners. Connor Horn surveys. Down to Kagan. Centers. Rebound was there. Sarah did a good job of putting some pressure on it and able to get it away from the Sooner forwards that were camping out in front of the net. Monticelli down to Kagan. Rips one wide. Tip sent it even further wide. Sooners go off for a line change as Cromwell collects. Kagan down low to Tristan Glass. Centers it. Monticelli rips one. Looking for a rebound. It caught a Ram defender. I believe that was Goudreau. As Petrangelo flips it all the way in on BCB. He makes the catch in center field.
Catches that one like a pop fly, and we're going to see some extracurriculars there between Connor Horn and an unidentified Colorado State Ram. Looks like the refs are trying to break things up.
Been relatively tame compared to that Arizona series. Good Lord, we saw that just erupt and explode. So far, everything's been kind of in order tonight, at least to start the game.
Yeah. That Arizona series was something you didn't really expect. Not too much history between the two teams. Unsure of where that animosity came from. And the Missouri State series here a few weekends ago that we thought would be a little bit more physical did not end up being that. But some late early action between the two teams so far.
Vickers fakes a slap, ends up passing it, and turns it over as he slams the stick in frustration. Rams in the neutral zone. Puck turned over. Ben Mondu. He's got options, pestered by two defenders. Good job there by the Rams defense recovering that opportunity as Aaron Best was all alone on the left side. Mondu, tight angle, Payne, trying to work it low, looking for a centering feed. Nate Payne wraparound, centering feed. Best on the wrong side of where he shoots from. If he was a lefty, he definitely would have banged that home, but did not work to his advantage there. More turnovers here by the Rams. Vickers plays it forward. Rams have it in behind BCB. Reiger's the only defenseman. Centering feed there nearly came loose. Nate Payne did a good job cutting that off, flips it forward, and here comes Ben Mondu. That pass was behind Aaron Best. He's just going to have to dump this in or at least collect. And, excuse me, that will do it for the first period. I lost track of time there. This period has flown by, am I right?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, not a lot of stops. That early goal by number 20, Robert Grasso, for Colorado State with the assist from TJ Norris. The only action we've really seen so far. Other than that, it's been a lot of back and forth for both teams. 13 shots on goal for the Sooners, only 6 for Colorado State, yet they have the advantage going into the second period. And we're going to see if that pace of play continues going into this first intermission and coming back out during the second period. I'm not sure how long that high-speed, long stints of play can be continued before you run out of energy.
Right, and last year, if I'm not mistaken, we saw a Ram netminder absolutely stun the Sooners, so you got to think there's maybe a little bit of PTSD going on with that right now. They want to make sure that doesn't happen. We're trying to say they want to get that goal going into the second period, so they don't have to worry about breaking the ice on Nasera, but he's just been phenomenal tonight. Other than a few mishaps and maybe early premature blown whistles, the Sooners have looked great offensively.
Yeah, for sure. And like we said, 13 shots on goal, a flurry of shots there from also some of the more, unlikely players so far this season. We saw a great shot from Monticelli there, unfortunately unable to get it in net. Just a testament to the Colorado State netminder and their defense. But it looks like everyone's getting involved for the Sooners early on, and just unfortunately nothing's been able to get past Nacera.
So we will see you guys at the start of the second period. Make sure to stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Sooner fans, to this first period intermission report. I'm Christian Markey. Alongside me, Amy Acevedo. Amy, we saw a lot of action and also not a lot of action happen in that first period. Kind of walk us through what happened with that as we take a look around Arctic Edge tonight with all the different fraternity and sorority stickers, as we have quite the crowd in attendance with us tonight. What's the story for that first period?
Yeah, we saw a very long first stint of play, almost 6 full minutes without a stop. Got things off very quick, and that was always something we talked about in the pregame. The Sooners have always been known for their speed in the game, and we were unsure how Colorado State was going to be able to keep up with that. But they kept up with that great, and with just 2 shots on the goal early on in the game, they scored their first goal. Number 20, Robert Grasso, got that one with the assist from TJ Norris to get them started off early. The Sooners would end up going ahead in the shot count, but unfortunately they were just unable to get really anything going, get anything past that, and that's a credit to the Colorado State netminder. Doing a great job so far, and the defense in front of him also of just kind of killing those opportunities. A little bit of tough luck for the Sooners. We saw Josh Giles go in for that holding penalty early on. The Sooners were able to kill that power play, for the Rams, but then also we saw that whistle where the puck was kind of blown early for the Sooners, although it did not seem that the Colorado State netminder had it in his hands. A few late opportunities there, one for Nate Payne, but unfortunately for the Sooners, just nothing working right now.
Yeah, I want to break down that Rams goal that we saw early. I believe it was about 5 minutes into the first period. We saw assist there from Norris. We're going to get that replay up here in just a second. You see Grasso come down to the low slot like that and just kind of beat BCB glove side, which he's normally pretty strong at, but that was such a bang-bang play where Norris gets down low, right around where the red line is, centers it right out to Grasso, and he just buries it home. BCB gets beat, and the Sooners look to answer time and time again. Talking to some of the scratches tonight about that chance that Nate Payne had where that whistle was blown dead. Willie Baird, who's going to be joining us for the second period intermission report, did a fantastic job as we look ready to start the second middle frame here. I want to mention again this toy drive that we have for the University of Oklahoma hockey team. Join the Sooner Hockey and help fill the toy shelves at Oklahoma Children's Hospital by participating in our annual toy drive. This year you can either bring an unwrapped toy or a wrapped toy to Friday's game, since we're playing tonight, so if you can't come out tonight, that's okay. You can bring one tomorrow. Or you can click the link that QR code pulls up and then send one directly to them, the Amazon wish list, and send your toy directly to the hospital. Please note that OU Hockey on your order when you do send that in, and place all toy drive orders by Sunday, November 24th. Help OU Hockey support Oklahoma Children's Hospital this holiday season and help meet many of the needs of our OU kids. We will take a quick break and be right back in a few moments here with the start of that second period. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Sooner Nation, as we had to play musical chairs there to get in position to start this second period.
Working with some limited room up here, up here in our little crow's nest, let's call it, sitting right above the 2 benches for both the Sooners and the Rams tonight.
I would be as bold to say as this is the best attended game I have at least seen here in a non-UCO matchup where, UCO also fills half the building as well as the Sooners do. So we look to start this second period. Collins and Carlisle to take the face-off for Oklahoma.
Yeah, you mentioned that attendance. I talked to Coach last night. We only have 1 loss at home so far. That was against Arizona, and he mentioned how much having this growing support, especially this season, has really helped the team win these games at home.
As football season winds down, you're looking for something to do on the weekends or a Thursday night occasionally. Come out to one of these games. I guarantee you'll have a blast. Relatively cheap to get in, and great food, great drinks, of course, over the age of 21. As Kagan takes it, blue line, Horn rips one, padded off by Nacera. Alex Kagan has 2 Rams pestering. Collins and Petrangelo. Puck exits the zone. Both teams go off for a brief change here. Adams, Latovsky, Vickers. Latovsky dumps it in. McDonald chases after it. Really having a hard time getting a handle on it, and eventually does. Flips it back to Alex Kagan. Chips it up. Aaron Best loses it at the half wall. Latovsky gets stood into by Alex Kagan. Kagan comes away with it. Mondu collects. Trying to play it off his backhand. Would like to remind you for the concessions, if you want to mix your alcohol, hot dog, beer, and mixed drink are all for less than $10. Again, we do ask that you drink responsibly over the age of 21 and always designate a driver.
Unsure about the drinks here as we are always here working, so that is not prohibited up in the booth. But I will say the snacks are great.
They're fantastic. If you want some nachos or a pretzel, they got you covered here. And it's pretty affordable in this economy. As Grasso, the goal scorer for the Rams, loses it. Mondu comes away with it. Stick on the ice. Not sure who it is. Mondu holds up, drops it down low to Payne. Payne, Glass, turns it over. Now a chance here. Goldstein does a great job cutting off that saucer pass. Payne the other way. Nate Payne rips one right into Nacera. Monticelli with it. Reiger dumps it down low. That student section moved right behind Nacera. Certainly going to be giving him an earful tonight. Reiger just has to dump it back in. Cavalcanti cuts it off on the end wall. Glass dumps it down low, looking for Monticelli. Played out to Reiger. Shot went wide, looking for a tip again. Puck exits the zone, but the Sooners collect in the neutral zone as Carson Glass re-enters cleanly. Rips one, also right center mass in front of that Ram logo. They've hit that Ram logo hard on Nacera on most of their scoring opportunities. They haven't been able to get something to either the left or right of him, really.
Exactly, yeah. Hot start in the second period for the Sooners. Another incredible opportunity there for Nate Payne. Unfortunately, just unable to get anything past Nacera, who's doing a great job. But you have to feel like if the Sooners keep playing with this philosophy of kind of peppering shots and especially, like you said, getting one near the logo, getting some a little bit closer to the left or the right side to maybe go through some open spots, they're going to have to score at some point.
DuPont flips it back for Josh Bells. He's a chippy player, but takes a hit. Carson Glass comes away with it. Goldstein surveys. Bodies in front of the net for Sooners. McDonald rips one, gets cut off. Green eventually able to flip it forward. The Rams are able to clear. Goldstein plays it down to McDonald. Bells has a pressuring Cromwell. Goldstein over to Bells. Hard pass DuPont. Unintentionally dropped past it back to Carson Glass, and it kind of worked out. No icing there. Goldstein cuts it off. Fodrell hacks at it. Kept in at the line by Kagan. Dumped down. Carlisle will be the first Sooner there. Centering feed. Fodrell didn't know where it was. It was up in front of Nacera there momentarily. Goudreau trying to make a drop pass of his own as Will Blake takes the check. Owen Carlisle takes a cross check to the back there from Green. Now the Sooners, McDonald rips it. Kagan. Fodrell. Down low, Will Blake first to it. Played back to the point. Horn dances the blue line. Surveys. Down to Kagan. Centering feed. Carlisle looking for it, but it was cut off by a Ram. Green and Fodrell working the half wall there. Horn has space, shoots one again right onto the Ram crest of Chamberlain Nacera.
Yeah, unfortunate. Not really able to kind of get anything moving there. A great opportunity to be able to break out right in front of the net, but like you said, just going right into the center of the chest of Chamberlain Noguera. Not able to get any movement on some of these pucks, but something that will surely be happening soon. I mean, the Sooners this season have incredible shots, especially from a lot of these rookies as well as these veteran senior players. 18 shots in favor of the Sooners, just 6 for Colorado State. But Colorado State still has the more important number, which is goals scored, 1-0, with 15 minutes left in the second period.
Rams look to exit cleanly here. They do. Not before Kagan loses his stick. Rams wanted a penalty on that. Again, similar to the one that Josh Bells took. You can see it going both ways. And Mondu drops it back. Hunter Horn now with it. Best comes away with it, looking to clear. Knocked out by Petrangelo. Best locating the puck. Whiffs on it. Sent forward, cut off. Witkowski. He's got a yawning cage with Collins in front of it. Puck nearly exited play there. Hopped out now. Chance here. Mondu will gas, but have to go off for a line change there towards the tail end of that shift for him. Had that been a little earlier, and he would have been home free on a breakaway.
Some fresh legs on the ice for the Sooners, with the exception of Kagan, who's been out there relatively long on this shift. Monticelli, Cavalcanti, Tristan Glass, and Josh McDonald on the ice for the Sooners.
Kagan still working on the half wall, right around where that face-off dot is. Now Monticelli comes away with it. He's got a 2-on-1 opportunity here. Cavalcanti drops it back. And the Sooners couldn't get their ground on that chance there. Cavalcanti's got speed.
Kagan
Now centering feed in the skates. Monticelli, centering feed. Oh, and it just went wide. Tristan Glass looking for it. A little bit of a broken play there for the Sooners. Hard hit there by T. Glass. As a Ram reciprocates the courtesy there. Now Glass getting pinned up heavily, and a cross check there is going to be called against Oklahoma, or a boarding, something to that liking, against Hayden Monticelli. He was getting chippy in that corner, and both teams were getting hacked by both players. Exactly. On the other side, and it's going to come away with a Ram power play.
Yeah, unfortunately for Oklahoma, it looked like Tristan Glass was just kind of getting pushed up against those wall by the Colorado defense, and Monticelli trying to head over there to help out his former teammate, but unfortunately it will result in a power play for Colorado. The Sooners looked great. That's one of the better areas of their play, and not that they haven't looked good today, just unfortunately unable to get anything going offensively. But one of their peaks of play, I would say, this game has been on the penalty kill. They're going to look to continue that.
Yeah, a penalty kill after that first one is probably sitting closer to 85% right now on the season, so something to continue to improve. Collins takes it, blocked by Kagan. Bells flings it hard, cut down by Latovsky. As Bells takes a spear of a fist into his chest. I don't even know what you would call on that if you were to call something. But technically, it wasn't an elbow. It wasn't interference necessarily. I don't know about that one.
But it was uncalled for the Sooners. Going to have to get back to work, unfortunately, for Josh Bells. Heading over to the bench, seems to be fine, of course. These kids are tough out here, but a little bit of a big hit that the Sooners would hope would result in something to maybe even this up to some 4-on-4 hockey, but there's a minute 20 remaining.
Payne plays it forward. He's got a chance here. Nate Payne, the senior forward, in on net. Fares on a shot. He's going to get a chance here, maybe a penalty shot even. Sooner bench is pointing at it. I'm pointing at it because he was on a clear breakaway and took a hook. I really think that should be a penalty shot, but I don't know. There might be some discussion.
It looks like that's what we're going to get at center ice. The penalty box will open for number 19 for Colorado.
Lakovsky, that's their best player out for the Rams. So we're going to get some 4-on-4 action, followed up by about a 50-second power play for the Sooners. So the Sooners do kill off that second power play in the likes of a power play of their own coming for them as Mondu, McDonald, Best, Kagan step out there for Oklahoma. Face-off won by Mondu, had to evade two Rams, now the referee as well. Mondu just dancing with it, plays it back to Best. Up top to McDonald, back down low to Best. Best circles face-off dot, down low to Mondu. Dances in behind the net, gets tripped up, and we're going to get a 4-on-3 here. What a chance. Yeah, Mondu got taken down right in behind Nacera there, and a couple of oopsie mistakes by the Rams. I don't think we've seen a 4-on-3 in quite some time.
No, it's been a hot second, and the frustration in the penalty box for Alex Lakovsky, banging his stick against the glass, and it looks like it's going to be number 12 into the box for Colorado State, Blake Emerson. As we will see the Sooners go to the 4-on-3.
We will try to get our sin bin cam working here maybe. Trying out some new things and new technology. We got quite the crew today for OU hockey. We don't, at least in recent times, it's been more of a skeleton crew, but today we are definitely fully staffed here tonight. And you love to see it.
You also love to see some 4-on-3 hockey for the Sooners. This is a perfect opportunity, as ever, to try and get something going. I mean, Nate Payne before, obviously, with an incredible opportunity.
Owen
that
Carlisle,
led to the first power play.
Carlisle wins the faceoff. Kagan takes it. Sooners can take their time. They got a lot of it here. Fodrell fakes the one-timer. Held up at the point. Kagan rips it, blocked. Mondu trying to get to it first. He was the one that drew that penalty. He does get to it first. Trying to swing it back around. Played down low. Carlisle again flips it back over to Kagan. Fodrell makes a nice move. Jackson Fodrell plays it over to Carlisle. Rips a shot right on the Sarah there. As a good save by the Ram netminder once more. Sooners trying to look for the perfect opportunity here. They got to be careful. 4-on-3, I feel like is more likely to give up a shorthanded goal than 5-on-4. It's one of those things that doesn't necessarily maybe correlate in the numbers of that, but in terms of feeling a lot more open ice and room to make mistakes for a counterattacking opportunity shorthanded by the Rams. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Mondu's back out there again for the face-off. See Tristan Glass not out there yet for the Sooners. Their best power play scorer, Owen Carlisle. Loses it, plays it back to Goldstein. One-timer, Fodrell, glove save, rebound, Owen, what a save by Nacera, are you kidding me? Oh my God. Goldstein, Carlisle, shot, rebound again, fought off, Goldstein again, and what a save by Nacera. What a job by the Ram netminder. Oh my goodness. NHL caliber save, one-timer, Glass couldn't find it. Goldstein. Carlisle, back to Fodrell, from the point, down low, Goldstein, up tie off the crossbar and out. Are you kidding me? Chamberlain to Sarah.
I mean, what a save here, especially as the Sooners would then head to the 3-on-5, an extra man advantage, an incredible shot there from Fodrell, but Nacera in net has been dynamite all night. I'm not sure
no words
exactly how he's been doing it. Some incredible caliber of play.
Like when you use a laser pointer at a cat and it flings up on the wall, that's how he flew across this crease right there to make that save.
Exactly, yeah, just been on point the whole night.
Rams are able to clear. 20 seconds left on that first infraction by Latovsky, so that'll make things 5-on-4 here. And about 30 seconds left on the other one by Emerson. Sooners enter without much resistance. Puck played down low. Cromwell is just going to try to slap this around. Unable to be cut off by Fodrell. Latovsky has a chance here to chase after it. BCB trying to come out of his net. Flips it forward. Now the Sooners can get a rush going here. 4-on-2. Drop pass. Glass. Centering feed. Fodrell. It was cleaned off. Carlisle again. Face-off thought. Dance's shot, and the rebound goes wide. Now another shorthanded chance, opportunity on the breakaway for Colorado State. They elect to just take Emerson off the ice. They would have had another chance like Latovsky did. Aaron Best. Wrist one, blocked away by Vickers. Rams trying to pass that evades everyone. It will be an icing. Wow.
I mean, what a shift we just saw. Unfortunate for the Sooners, and while they had some great shots, it does not look like Nacera is going to be giving anything up, at least not without a fight. Shots are 24-7 in favor of the Sooners, and Colorado State still has the lead 1-0 about halfway through the second period. Like we said, some great opportunities, everyone getting involved in the shot count, offense, defense. Just unfortunate for the Sooners right now, although Brendan Culberson Bond, did make a great save on that Anthony Latovsky breakaway. Makes another one here.
Something about a Ram netminder in Arctic Edge Arena against the Crimson and Cream just results in one of the best goaltending performances we've seen. We saw it last year, seen it this year, or excuse me, this game so far. Still plenty of game left, just under halfway to go. So we have 9:25 left in the middle frame. On that last play there, Kagan came up to try to pressure and forecheck there on that play and ended up leaving Nate Payne to have to be the left defender for the Sooners. And fortunately for them, that didn't result in anything too harmful. BCB had a shot that he swallowed up and covered pretty easily as Josh Bells goes in hard, pressuring the puck. Has his arm wrapped around a Ram. He's got to be careful with that. He's got to be careful with that. No penalty as Bells just trying to get his stick away without causing any sort of infraction. Goldstein plays it over to Jacob DuPont. Getting pressured hard. Bells chases after it. Carson Glass in the neutral zone, cuts it off. Bells did touch up. Being pressured again. Puck pawed down by Bells. Advantage there for the Rams there temporarily as they had to touch up. Puck hanging around that blue line. Bells keeps it in. Goldstein coming off the ice a little gingerly there. Carson Bassett doing a good job forechecking for the Sooners. And oh, he takes a nasty hit into the boards. That was uncalled for. Sooners are going to get another power play here. We got the extra attacker on. Reiger loses the puck, and it's going to be touched up. Some misfortune there, but we're going to get either a cross-check or a board here against the Rams.
We'll wait for the call, and it looks like we're going to see who goes into net for Colorado State, or excuse me, into the sin bin for Colorado State. Looking like it's going to be number 22, Max Kernberger. Unsure, we're waiting. Excuse us, it'll be number 13, Ben Ford, in the penalty box for Colorado State. One of the more action-packed games I can remember seeing, not only this season, but also in my time calling games here for OU Hockey TV. I mean, despite the low score, these two teams are really battling it out. It's really great to watch.
So Owen Carlisle will take the face-off as the Sooners couldn't cash in on the 4-on-3. Goldstein unable to keep it in. Thankfully, Carson Bassett got up from that. No harm, no foul. Definitely a dangerous hit there. Rams penalty kill sitting at 67%, probably a little higher now after those last two kills. Fodrell, Carlisle, down low, centering feed, whiffs on it. Fodrell, why did they blow it dead? That came off, man. Arctic Edge, Ice Arena.
That is something the Sooners dealt a lot with last season. How often would the net come off its post, excuse me. And unfortunately, that one ruins another situation, similar shades of that Nate Payne potential goal opportunity earlier right now, but that one was just the fault of the technology and equipment here at Arctic Edge.
Yeah.
And a little bit of an unfortunate break for the Sooners. But Owen Carlisle will line up once again at the faceoff dot, trying to get things going.
He does win it. Fodrell, touch pass over to Goldstein. Surveying. We're back to Fodrell at the high point. Down low, Best. Circles. Caught up along the boards. Tristan Glass comes away with it. Centering feed gets cut off and cleared by the Rams. Just north of a minute to go in this power play for Oklahoma. Payne has options to pass to, elects to give it over to Owen Carlisle. Played back to Aaron Best. Dances, makes a nice move. Gets cut down there. Payne back to Kagan, over to Fodrell. Carlisle back to Kagan. Centers it on net, rebound shot! It's loose! Oh my God, are you kidding me? I don't believe it. I don't even think that was necessarily Nacera. I just think that was a little bit of puck luck.
Exactly.
On
yeah, that
one
for sure. The reaction of the crowd and us up here in the booth all thought it was in. As Mondu heads back in behind the net.
Mondu gets cut down cleanly. He just lost an edge on that one. No penalty needed. Still able to retain puck possession. More Sooners go down. Well, Blake ends up coming away with it. He's got Payne in front of the net. Kagan rips one high, goes over the net. Took a piece of something Mondu, as the penalty time winds down, Best over Kagan just in front of him, misses him. Centering feed off the side of the net from Nate Payne. And that will kill things off the Sooners power play. Boy, have they gotten chances tonight. Haven't been able to cash in. Mondu has been on the ice for quite some time. So is Kagan. There's the other way go the Rams. They're probably gassed themselves. It's been quite a physical and aggressively played game tonight. It's WCHL hockey for you. And an offsides call here.
And I mean, this is why there's head coach Pete Arvanitas, and we are not the coaches, because I mean, at this point, it's almost like, what do you say to the Sooners' 25 shots versus Colorado State's 8? Now, Colorado State is only winning by 1 goal, so there's plenty of opportunity for the Sooners to come back with 5.5 minutes left in the second period, and then an additional 20 in the third. But I mean, the quality of these shots has been incredible, but Chamberlain Nocera is doing an incredible job in net for Colorado State. Like you said, that last one might have been more a little bit of puck luck against the Sooners than anything, but just an incredible game so far.
I think we're having some discussions with the referee as to what the call is here and whether or not, did that go in? Let's see there. Tough to tell. We're trying to take a look at it on our replay here.
Yeah, trying to see in that lower right corner whether or not the puck ever crossed the line, broke the plane, to make that a goal. But unfortunately, in ACHA hockey and the WCHL, there are no replay systems available to the referees, so those calls kind of have to be made shortly after. And it looks like some of the refs are going over to the Oklahoma Sooner bench. Assistant coach Kyle Huberty making his case to the referees, but it looks like it's going to stay 1-0, and we'll get that face-off.
If only they could see what we saw.
If only we could offer them a replay to get another look at.
Goldstein takes that face-off draw. My case to be made on that is, if you're going to talk about it, clearly you're talking about it for a reason, and what that reason may be is someone saw something, and I don't know if there has to be more than, it has to be a unanimous decision to call it a goal. I'm not sure what the specs are on that necessarily, but one official saw something that made them talk about it, and obviously we saw what looked like to be a goal.
Exactly.
From our end.
And also, it seems like it took a little bit of time for them to kind of decide to have that meeting, so you think if one of them saw something, it would happen a little sooner than later.
Goldstein rips a shot blockered away by Nocera. Rams charge ahead here. Bassett cuts it off, slap shot. Oh my God, off the post.
What a dangerous situation there. As the referees wave off, no goal.
Yeah, there was no way that went in.
No, I don't think so. And I think if the refs did rule that a goal to make it 2-0, there would be a lot of anger here from Sooner fans. That one took a dangerous hit, though, off the corner of the post. Got by BCB there. Not many of those pucks that we see doing that, but did not ever go behind him to score a goal, despite what the Colorado State bench might think.
My emphatic and excited or shocked reaction to that was, I didn't expect that shot or to create anything. I thought it was either one going wide or off of BCB's pads, not nearly off the post and in.
Exactly, especially for a relatively slower shot. Unsure that it was going to be that threatening, but it was. Sooners will be on their toes in these remaining 4 minutes, 43 seconds of this second period.
Obviously, they don't want to go down another goal here going into the final frame, but they got to try to muster something, at least one more good scoring chance effort here in the second period before they head into the third. Bells rims it around. Oh, puck nearly exited. Michael Signoli in the face. And another power play here for the Rams will be coming up shortly. Sooners have to get it, and they do. It's definitely not how you want to end a period. It's going to be, I believe, a hold or an interference call.
A little bit of pushing and shoving between Nate Payne and his fellow number 11 on the opposing team, Thomas Holen. And it looks like it'll once again be Josh Bells in the penalty box for the Sooners, his second penalty of the night. Like we said, not someone who we see taking a lot of those penalties, a very well-disciplined player, but unfortunately tonight had two of those penalties so far.
Rams are 0 for 2, Sooners are 0 for 3. Although, call it 0 for 1.5 for the Rams, as that power play was cut off prematurely by a penalty of their own doing. Kagan trying to clear it, held in at the point. Horn and Mondu trying to be the first to it. They aren't. Now they are. Tydone trying to make something work. I would like to see the Sooners try to get something shorthanded here. You really think with the speed that they have and the turnovers that Colorado State's had that's led to these opportunities that Nasser's hadn't answered to could be the start of something. Vickers jumps around Mondu. Kagan had an easy clearance there, but found Tydone's stick instead. Now it does exit the zone. Trickles down. Halfway killed there is Josh Bells from the penalty box, gives his approval. And I'm sure apologies. That's not an easy discussion to have, taking 2 penalties in a game, but it happens to everyone at some point or another. Puck behind BCB, centering feed, paddled away and cleared. Now Aaron Best, he's got to look. He's going to have Cromwell back. Aaron Best from a tight angle, rips one wide, couldn't muster much strength onto it. It's bouncing puck. That ice is getting choppier and choppier here. We don't have a snow crew. Producer Caleb Shaw suggested it, and I don't think it's a terrible idea to get some volunteers out here that wouldn't mind cleaning up some of that choppy ice that slows down that puck and kind of gets it on edge. Difficult to do much with. Nothing doing so far in this Rams power play. No shots, few chances. None have come to fruition. Hunt Bond loses the puck. Carlisle chops at it. Pawed down by Rigers. A couple of Rams go down, and that was friendly fire. Carlisle chases after it. Becerra cuts it off. Might not have been wise. Tristan Glass could have wound that up and in as he came out of his nets. Sooners are just going to possess the rest of this PK, and that will do it. So good job by them to close that out. But doesn't result in a goal for the Rams, which is good for the Sooners, but what it does do is suppress the amount of offensive zone time they can have, obviously shorthanded. So we'll see what they can do as Carlisle takes a hard check without the puck. Maybe should have been an interference call. It's a 2-on-1 here. Collins, Petrangelo, Collins, shot. Oh, and what a save by BCB. I thought that had him beat 5-hole for a second there. BCB went full ninja on that.
Exactly, and we've been talking about Chamberlain, Nocera all night tonight. Brendan Culbertson Bond only having to face 9 shots, only one of which went through. And he here reminds us why he is the winningest goalie in OU hockey history. An incredible save to just lay down right on it to prevent that deficit to getting any bigger for the Sooners.
Collins had a great opportunity there. That play was all set up by Petrangelo for the Rams, and BCB closed the 5-hole and said, "You shall not pass." As the Rams look to get going again in the neutral zone. Green gets cut down hard. Goodness, McDonald. Certainly if he gets blocked by Nate Payne. Good job there going down and cutting off that opportunity. Good defense by the Sooner forwards right now. Adams, shot, whistles wide. BCB would have had a blocker on it if it didn't. Time trickles down. Now just under a minute left in the second period. Rams lead 1-0 from that early goal by Grasso, coming about 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and late shot there, opportunity there for Colorado State from Collins, but great save by BCB.
Green and McDonald having some discussion after that. It seemed relatively friendly, although we don't know what was actually being said, but
exactly.
You'll know when McDonald's upset.
Exactly, yeah, especially before he laid down some big hits against the board for the Sooners, kind of stopped the momentum from the Rams. They're going to try to get something going, the Sooners here in their own offensive zone.
Carlisle skating the full length of the offensive zone here. Does a full 360 around as he ends up right back where he started. Puck down low, centering feed for Fodrell. Bassett had it up on end. Goldstein trying to pinch the zone and hold it. Green comes away with it. Turns it over. They're going to call that a penalty. That's not the penalty. you had the clean stick lift there, and they're going to call a hook. It looked clean from our end as
show you this replay here. Unsure of what qualified that to be called as a hook. And it's going to be Aaron Best as he shakes his head going into the penalty box for the Sooners. Only going to kill off about 40 seconds of this. So it'll be about 1:20 remaining when the Sooners come back from that second intermission. Now this is where, we talked about Josh Bell's taking those 2 penalties earlier, and unfortunate, but he almost always makes up for it in his time on ice. But this is one of those that I'm sure Aaron Best is going to be disappointed about because it doesn't seem like one that should be taken or that has been consistently called throughout the night.
Petrangelo rips one. BCB had it, I thought, for a second, but you hear it ping the crossbar. Nearly went in. Sooners looking just to survive the period now. Petrangelo enters. Kagan does a good job defensively cutting that off, but it's played back to Cromwell. He dumps it in. Hunt Bond trying to flick it forward in behind the net. Christian Collins gets it, centers it. Lutovsky shot, scores! And the Sooners can't escape the poor penalty call. And the leading goal scorer, Alex Lutovsky, doubles the lead for the Rams here at Arctic Edge with just about 3 seconds to go.
Unfortunate there for the Sooners. Their defense and BCB have been doing so great, and net still doing great, but unfortunately, based on how difficult it has been for the Sooners to try to get some quality shots on and unable to get anything past Chamberlain, Nocera, and net, a 2-0 lead feels like an extremely huge mountain to climb for the Sooners with 3 seconds before they go into the second intermission.
That pass from Christian Collins wasn't intended to go to Lutovsky, at least what it seemed like initially. As second period will wind down here. There's going to be a lot of discussion, I think, with Coach Arvanitis and the players inside that locker room. Just because this is a 2-goal lead, do not expect it to be the dagger by any means. The Sooner team does such a good job of staying in the game, and they will have some sort of answer coming into that third and final frame, and we will have some discussion here with player Willie Baird as he will join us in the second period intermission report. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Jump in with both feet. Stay up late. And discover that one man's trash can become your treasure. Become a fruitarian for a month, or maybe just a day or two. Find your peaceful place. Climb that mountain. Gain an appreciation for refined culture. And never forget your roots. Find something that moves you. Meet your soulmate. And see the world from a new perspective. Embrace the limelight. Eat wings like nobody's watching. Spend a night under the stars. Meet the people who will always remember that one time. Stay like this forever. This is Fort Collins. This is where you find your state.
All right, welcome back, Sooner Nation, as I'm joined in a crowded broadcast booth with super senior forward Willie Baird and rookie goalie Grayson Payne coming in for your second period intermission report. We have a lot to unpack here in this game. Lots of physicality, lots of penalties, lots of missed opportunities, lots of opportunities. What have we kind of seen so far from an offensive perspective tonight, Willie?
For right now, they are capitalizing on their opportunities. They've had, I believe 2 power plays, and they've capitalized on one of them. And with the shots being 26-12, out of their 12 shots, 2 of them have gone in, so they're capitalizing on all the opportunities they have. I really believe that they've only had 2 or 3 real scoring chances, and they've scored on 2 of them. So,
and on the other side of things, we've seen Chamberlain to Sarah have one of the all-time games I think we've ever seen in this arena. So, Grayson, what are your thoughts on that?
He's looking pretty good out there. He's seeing the shots well, straight on, straight angled, but it's looking like he's having a little bit harder times picking up from the blue lines through screens. It's looking like it's barely hitting his stick a little bit, barely hitting parts of him. I think if we can do more of that instead of, obviously, the straight on shots haven't been working. If we've had near 26 of them, none of them gone in, but I think if we do what we do, we're bound to get a goal at some point. It's just about getting the next one after that.
And so, if you had to anticipate or kind of predict what Coach is talking about in the locker room right now, that is PG TV friendly, what would you kind of say is the consensus of what he's probably trying to preach to the choir right now?
He's definitely telling them to move the puck up to the defenseman to get more shots and more traffic in front. We have not had enough traffic in front at all today. If I were to give, our forecheck has looked very good. We're getting the puck up, we're getting the cycle down low, but we are getting nothing for traffic in front. We're getting, Connor Horn walked the blue line beautifully, got the puck towards the net, and we had nobody in front. We can't do anything when we have nobody in front.
So the answer is getting those bodies in front of the net, trying to screen to Sarah and maybe trying to get around him that way.
We're also going to definitely drop that third forward now. Having the third forward high, we're going to be dropping him down low to try and get more offense, as well as I can see a couple of our lines fly in the zone and stretching the zone a little bit as well.
It seemed from my vantage point, a lot of those centering opportunities into the low slot were being blocked away by a Ram defender. Kind of what would be the answer to that to try to get a puck on a stick and a good opportunity there in front of the net?
I think that for us to get a good opportunity there in front of the net, it would just have to take maybe just a little less or a little bit more simplicity around the net. Just getting those shots in that will get us a rebound rather than those ones that are going to get blocked directly out in front from people that are just directly in front of us.
I think we also... sorry, my bad.
No, please.
We need a little more side-to-side movement as well to get those pucks through. We're just standing up straight and shooting them.
No, that's great.
Finish your point.
No, please, that's great.
I'm sorry, bro.
Well, even though the Sooners are losing, we are having tons of fun here at Arctic Edge. Make sure to stay tuned. We got about 3 minutes left before that third period starts. Don't go anywhere.
Step right up. Buckle up. The only direction we're headed is... Yep, you get it. Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma.
In some ways, this film is like the university itself.
The one flagship university that has served the state since before there was a state.
Its story is never entirely completed.
Where one scoop of dirt can save thousands of lives. Where one group of biologists are connecting with world-class meteorologists to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Whoa, that one literally might land on the moon. But that's fine, because what's stopping us from going up there and getting it? This is a team, a squad, a family, leading a collective pursuit where we share all ideas, embrace thousands of different perspectives, and require every last hand on deck.
Cleared for takeoff.
What else we got? More trophies than you can count? Check. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the strength of many marching under one crimson and cream flag, creating Sooner magic that must be seen to be believed at the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
Welcome back, Sooner fans. We're going to take a look at that penalty kill for the Rams there. Grayson Payne mentioned it well. Becerra just has been playing out of his mind, and Rams have had so many opportunities where they've coughed up the puck, and this one nearly on Latovsky. He had a jump on BCB, and BCB came out smartly to play it. I think that would have been the second goal. I think eventually Latovsky got it. He got that second goal with just 3 seconds left on the power play, but that certainly would have hurt as well. A couple more chances for the Sooners. I believe this was what we thought was the goal. No, just another one on Becerra, but lots of chances for Oklahoma, and you heard it well from Willie. You've got to get bodies in front of the net to kind of make those center mass shots more challenging for Becerra. You got to get, move the puck a little east to west better and just keep chugging along. Chance here, Latovsky, centering feet shot, scores. Goodness gracious.
And the Rams are going to pick up right where they left off. Latovsky, another goal. You can see the frustration there from Brendan Culbertson-Bog as that one right off the faceoff gets passed over to Latovsky right at the edge of that faceoff circle. Just a wide open net.
Yeah, Connor Petrangelo banged that home pretty easily.
Yeah, Petrangelo, for Colorado State right there. Able to make it 3-0. And obviously that'll add on to the frustration to the Sooners. But before that happened, before the third period started, like we said, the Sooners have been doing a great job of getting some high-quality shots. Just Becerra has been a brick wall in net for Colorado State, and now that 3-goal lead, although one of the most dangerous ones in hockey, at the rate that the Becerra's have been playing, it's going to be pretty difficult for the Sooners to try and tie this one up.
Yeah, that mountain will grow even higher as Tristan Glass has to chase after it. That one wasn't necessarily on BCB. The Sooners defensively were definitely kind of lacking, trying to suppress that opportunity. Colbert's going to cut it off here. DuPont in behind the net, loses it on his backhand. Centering feed to no one but a Ram. Puck goes all the way down. That should be icing, and it is. So an offensive zone faceoff here. Still have 19 minutes to play, and it's possible, but Sooners have to be smart with the puck and not make too many more mistakes. They can't afford it.
Exactly, no more penalties, although there have been a few, especially that late one on Aaron Best. Not something that we or he thought would be called as a penalty, so a little bit unfortunate there when we can't control some of those calls, but gonna have to clean things up for the Sooners here.
Grasso should not be allowed to come back on the ice. It was an icing.
And it looks like Bassett is going up to the officials at center ice, discussing what's going on. And the Sooners will get some changes of their own. The Oklahoma bench was yelling about that call on the icing.
I think they were also wanting to make a change of their own, too. I think that was half the frustration going on there from the bench. Norris comes away with it for the Rams off the faceoff, so it all becomes a moot point here. Reiger took a seat there momentarily and had what would have been a good chance there for the Rams post-fall. Vickers in behind Becerra. Grasso, the first goal scorer, flips it all the way up. Petrangelo trying to cut it off the blue line. Mondu took a seat. Nate Payne. Right around the center ice logo. Dumps it deep. Vickers flips it up, saucers it over to Petrangelo. That puck hops up way high, nearly to us. Now Christian Collins has a chance here. Backhand shot into the glove. Pass it, making sure Vickers doesn't get any sort of extra whack on BCB. But Latowski's been a presence, man. He created that third goal for the Rams, cashed in on the power play at the end of the second period. Mentioned him. You call him a Sooner killer. He's been OU's kryptonite.
Exactly. He had created a lot of opportunities for Colorado State, but also been a great physical presence there for the Rams. And unfortunately, the Sooners still have yet to figure him out, but also have yet to figure out Chamberlain Noguera as well, and this Colorado State system.
Scrum along the half wall. A couple of Sooners go down, and so does a Ram. Bell's looking for the puck. Pass evades him. It's going to go down and just be enough. They're going to wave off icing. That's a blessing for Oklahoma. Monticelli ends up taking a check instead of finding the puck. Petrangelo, the most recent goal scorer, makes a nice move. Centers it. Latowski in the backhand shot, scores. Oh my goodness. Latowski has been an assassin for Colorado State.
As we take a look at this replay here, we'll get the pass right there in front of the net and angle one up, on BCB's right shoulder into the top corner of the net, and add on to his goal tally of the night. One power play goal for him, and then one in regular 5-on-5.
So just like that, Alex Latowski's on hat-trick watch for the Rams. Already has 3 of the 4 points tonight.
And 2 goals given up for the Sooners within the first 3 minutes of this third period. Not exactly the way they'd hoped to come out, especially after knocking on the door late in that second period.
Still plenty of time left in this game, 17 minutes. Best trying to center it. Sarah had a paw on it. Fodril now. Carlisle. Back to McDonald, rips a shot. Fought off the pads. Goldstein's going to have a rebound here. Alexis just hold on to it. Fodril does a good job on his backhand, just dumping it down low. And that puck will exit all the way down. Should be an icing. It is. Goldstein has to chase after it, get on his horse a little bit. Schuckerman for the Rams is pursuing heavily, so an offensive zone face-off for Oklahoma. That shot total for Colorado State starting to kind of creep up a little bit.
It's still one of the relatively lower ones we've seen the Sooners hold their opponents to so far, which is why it's so interesting that Colorado State has been able to be as dominant as they have. But like Coach said yesterday, you cannot count out these conference matchups just because Colorado State might not have the records or the numbers to make them look like an equal opponent to Oklahoma. Clearly tonight that is not the case. And this is something, should the score remain the same, that Oklahoma's going to have to look at and review before their matchup tomorrow.
Centering free, Green fought off by BCB. Sorry for the interruption there,
no.
Amy. Jacob DuPont comes away with it. Flips it up, Glass. Rims a shot, goes blocker high. Holberg goes down low. DuPont trying to drop pass back to the face-off dot. Nobody was there. Sleds. This dump in was cut off by Tristan Glass. Jacob Reiger flips it up. Payne trying to play a power forward move there. Warnenberg for the Rams gets cut down right around center ice. Rams will have no problem just kind of dumping it and working smartly defensively for them. Now a break here. Rams shot scores. Ben Ford puts the Rams up by 5 now, as BCB has not had one of his better nights, and neither has the Sooner defense.
Not at all, and that one looked non-threatening. Ford able to get through past the 2 Sooner defensemen and get that one off relatively easily. Not the most difficult shot, surely, that Brendan Culberson Bond has faced. And things are just falling apart. The wheels have fallen off the schooner, if you will, for the Sooners. As that puck gets tossed into the Colorado State bench, they are fired up on bench, firing at all cylinders, having 4 different goal scorers now, and a 5-0 lead with still 15 minutes left in this third period.
I believe that was his first career goal. That's why that was being tossed up for the Rams. So congratulations, that was that was Ford, yes.
Number 13, Bedford of Colorado State.
Three of 4 shots that BCB has faced this period have gone into the back of the net, so really uncharacteristic game for him. And an unfortunate game for the Sooners. They haven't been able to find the answer to Chamberlain Becerra.
Putting up an absolute masterclass in front of the net, and while BCB has not had one of his more typical selling nights, it's also hard to kind of, continue to play at your best when your offense has not really provided the opportunities, like we said, not for lack of trying. The offense has looked great so far tonight, apart from the point that they have not been able to get anything through the net. Another shot goes wide for Oklahoma.
Fodrell in behind the net, flicks it back. Bassett has to pinch it. Doesn't, and now a 3-on-1. Jacob Reiger, the lone defenseman, back. Norris dances, centering feed, goes wide. Fortunate there for the Sooners now. They will try to answer with a 3-on-2 of their own. Best, Fodrell, Carlisle, centering feed off the skates of Carlisle. Back behind the net to Fodrell, trying to poke it out in front. Rimmed around the boards, McDonald holds it. Back to Goldstein. Rips one, catches the body. Held in. Goldstein has to just kind of make do with what he's got. Now another 2-on-1 here. McDonald, the lone defenseman, back. And Hunt Bond lost it in his stick. So more scary chances there for the Rams. They're unable to cash in on those. That definitely would have been the dagger. 14:03 left in the final frame. Sooners trail by 5.
Right now, I'm sure Oklahoma's more kind of thinking of what they can do tomorrow. Obviously, like we said, coming into this period, a 2-goal lead, or 2-goal deficit, and then 3 goals early on. Not impossible to come back for, but 5 goals in 14 minutes is a steep hill to climb. So if you're Oklahoma, you're trying to think, what are you going to do tomorrow? What can you change? Obviously, I would see no reason why Colorado State would change who they have in net. I'm sure Chamberlain Becerra will get the start tomorrow again for Colorado State. So if you're the Sooners, you have 28 shots on him, but unable to get anything past, what can you change in your game and how you play to break through?
While this game may be over on paper, as the Rams are flying around the face-off dot, centering feed, backhand saved by BCB. You can try to hack that lead to a more respectable deficit to try to please the computer of the ACHA rankings. Will Blake, centering feed goes off Vickers' skates. Another shot there. Evades the net. Nate Payne cuts it off. Circle shot. Glove save to Sarah. Oh my goodness. He's had an answer to literally everything. It's now 30 shots. Have not found a single one has found the back of the net.
Exactly. And another quality shot from Nate Payne. This would be the 3rd one he's had tonight, and that one looked like it might have had the chance, but no, Sarah once again reaches out with the glove to save that one, and there's been absolutely nothing that he cannot face and take on as he's looking to complete the shutout tonight. 13 minutes left still.
Another odd man rush here for the Rams. Reiger's been a problem on the back end for the Sooners. Shot blocked away by BCB. Rebound. Oh, and what a kick save by BCB. He went full scorpion on that. He's still trying. Ty Doan has it center ice. That first shot was a muffin, but then that rebound chance, BCB had to kick the leg up for that one. as I was mentioning, yeah, the Sooners can try to get some numbers up at least. Make things seem not as bad as they truly are tonight, unfortunately, for Oklahoma. And the response tomorrow is going to be one of those things where they're going to look to put up as many as humanly possible. Again, to kind of just erase that as there's an icing against the Sooners. It's, you go down 5-0 and you're getting punked 5 goose, and then you put up 5 of your own tomorrow night, you know, and that kind of balances things out. Although it's, you know, in terms of the standings, you drop two points on the weekend versus, you know, trying to get a clean sweep. Obviously, that's not going to happen tonight.
Exactly,
but
yeah.
if they can muster together some sort of win tomorrow and in a fashion that is exuberant in how many they put up and without letting in too many as well, we can kind of forget about this one, if you would.
Exactly, yeah. And you also have to think, if you're the Sooners, of course, the goaltending matchup, what's that going to be tomorrow? Who are the Sooners going to put up in net? Of course, this has been one of the rare nights that BCB hasn't looked unstoppable. Obviously, the winningest goalie in OU hockey history, so you're sure there's a lot of faith there. Obviously, he is only human. Everyone has those bad nights, but maybe if you're the Sooners, you want to look to put someone else up against this Rams team. Obviously, we will not find that out until tomorrow.
Cavalcanti floats it in on Becerra. He's going to elect to play it. Cavalcanti poked at it and really had a chance there. Turned over, Fodrell, centering feet. Carlisle shot right onto Becerra, no problem. Cavalcanti didn't have a clean look at a rebound.
And the Colorado State bench hyped up, an incredible job by their netminder. In a relatively slow third period.
Compared to that first one, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Still 12 minutes left, and the crowd has started to dwindle out here of Arctic Edge Ice Arena.
Fodrell fans on his shot post face-off, much to the liking of the Ram bench. Vickers just trying to flick it forward. He does. Finds Hernberger. Vickers centering feed, BCB. That puck lofted up in the air for a moment. Kept it at the blue line, centered. Carlisle able to clear it. Puck dumped in. McDonald has to chase after it. Fodrell plays it cleanly off his backhand. Latovsky enters the zone cleanly, centering feed. Oh, and what a job there by Cameron Colbert to go down and block that saucer pass. Latovsky had a man on the right wing there for a surefire one-time goal. Another icing here.
Unfortunately for the Sooners, like you said, now it's just looking to be damage control to try to lessen that deficit. The good thing for the Sooners is right now they do have advantage in the series against Colorado State. They swept them on the road, so they can still split this, or excuse me, they can still win this series 3-1 with a win tomorrow night. But with the way Colorado State has looked tonight, it's going to require a lot of work for the Sooners. But as we've talked about, if there's any team that can do it, it's this 2024-25 Sooner squad.
McDonald will take that face-off for Oklahoma. Dance a little bit behind BCB before throwing it forward to Josh Bells. Saucer pass over to Cameron Colbert, dumped in. Josh Bells chases after it. Tydone first to the puck. Bells staples into the board. Puck scrum in that corner there. Colbert comes away with it, tries to make a nice move. Christian Collins says, no, you don't. Now Petrangelo. Tydone drops it down. Latovsky. Saucer pass. Oh, and centering feed there cut off by Connor Horn. Latovsky's still going strong for Colorado State. He's been unbelievable, as well as Becerra and net, as a pass evaded Christian Collins. Jacob DuPont has 3 Rams pestering him. Elects to just throw one off the blocker, add that to the save column for Chamberlain Becerra. Nate Payne dumps it down. Mondu. Puck cleared. Colorado State's going to be happy with that. Puck jumps forward off the skates of Payne. Mondu fires one, goes high off the stick of Becerra and over the net. Up to 34 saves now. Goodjar takes a check from McDonald. Centering feed shot into BCB. Rebound, another save, rebound. Oh my goodness, BCB. flashes his pad not once, not twice, but thrice in that sequence. Still trying to keep that puck out. He's still got a job to do, and he's doing it. Unfortunately, after they cashed in, now Mondu, Will Blake, Mondu, centering feed, and the puck was in the crease. Will Blake had it at his skates and didn't know where it was. Mondu set that up beautifully. Took an extra second to hesitate on that before the centering feed. Cavalcanti got options and ends up throwing it back to Vickers. Held in at the point by Cavalcanti. Rim down, cut off, sprung forward, cut off by Bassett. Schuckman fires it off the blocker of BCB. Norris chopping at it. Green fires it off the skates of his own man. Reiger just has to flick it off the boards. Takes a fortuitous bounce. And then Green hacks at it.
Now it's going to go out of play to stop the clock. A little over 8 minutes left in regulation. And in this third period, and a great series of saves made earlier there by Brendan Culbertson-Bond. Of course, no matter what the score looks like, he's going to try to do his best to do his job to keep that, but just a little bit too late as the Sooners face this 5-0 deficit. But the Sooner offense has not been able to get anything started either. It looked promising at the end of that second period. Like we said, if they just kept putting those shots on goal, that they would eventually have to get something through, but Nocera has been incredible all night in net for Colorado State.
Carlisle dances around, face-off dot, centering feed, poked away by Nocera. Oh my god, that was just a smart heads-up play by him. He had Fodrell in all alone. The Ram goes flying. Center it back to Cromwell at the high slot. Down low to Grasso. The first Ram goal scorer in behind BCB. Shot blocked away by BCB. He's just going to elect to hold on to this. If you're a Sooner fan who came out to attendance tonight, first of all, we want to thank you. And if you came out to Greek night, and if you're listening to this on the car ride back to Norman, I want to emphasize this is not a usual outcome or game for the Sooners. We haven't seen it so far this season, and they are first in the WCHL standings and ranked 13th in the country. So if this is what you thought, OU hockey was going to be this season, don't, because it's not. This is a very rare outlier of what we have seen so far this season from this team. There's still a lot to look forward to, still a lot of season left as well.
Exactly.
Kind of an exciting series against UCO. That'll be the weekend of Dead Week, so I believe that's December 7th coming up, and that's a huge rivalry in the ACHA League. So don't be discouraged from what you saw on the ice tonight.
Exactly, yeah, this will only, if the score should stand, this would only be the Sooners' second loss on home ice this season. Normally doing an incredible job. Just having a little bit of a bump here, but like you said, still a lot of season left. An incredible matchup against UCO coming up in the upcoming weeks, and then in the spring, face off against UCO again, and then Bedlam on ice, that annual series up in Tulsa. Always something to look forward to between those two squads. Just unfortunately for the Sooners tonight, not able to get anything going, but tomorrow is a brand new day. And you can come out again tomorrow to Arctic Edge at 7 p.m. for another puck drop. See the Sooners try and take this series lead 3-1.
If you don't want to go to the game tomorrow and you want to go to Campus Corner, you can watch the game at Logie's on the Corner, where we do our Wednesday weekly show of Hockey Time in Oklahoma, and they will have them on in the TVs, and you can enjoy some beverages there as well as watching some great hockey and continue to support this team. Shot there, fought off and out of play.
And if you do elect to come out to the game again tomorrow night, don't forget about that toy drive that the Sooner hockey team is running. You can bring a present wrapped or unwrapped. On the list, there's a QR code on our socials as well as on OU Hockey's official social media channels, or you can scan the QR code to purchase one to be directly sent to the team to help out Oklahoma City area children's hospitals.
Yes, you have the chance to really and truly impact a child's life, making sure they wake up with a present on Christmas Day and really do something to get back to the community. We would greatly appreciate it, and so would they, as Mondu enters. Payne, puck on end, coughed up, Latofsky comes away with it. Mondu flings it down, Rudrow Rams are just going to kind of hold on to the puck here. Christian Collins, bouncing puck. He's got a touch up here as those offsides. They do. Lutovsky. A couple of nice moves. Puck flung. Hit the rafters, and we will get a stoppage in play.
6 minutes left and relatively slow pace of play right now. Both teams, earlier on, even once they had the 5-goal lead, it seemed like Colorado was going for 6, going for more. Things seem to have calmed down a little bit now. The Sooners trying to get a little something, but the Colorado State defense, as well as Nacera and that, doing a great job as it gets dumped in, but looks like Colorado State's going to maintain possession.
Cameron Colbert flings it over to Jacob Reiger. Making his first appearance in the lineup. Unfortunately for him, I would say it's definitely not been his night, as he's allowed a few odd man rushes and just had a little bit of unfortunate puck luck as well. Doesn't help in that case, you know. And we'll see what changes are made for tomorrow. The kind of the consensus we got from a few of the players is that they're kind of trying to put the Greek players out there from the fraternities to kind of show out for their fellow brothers that were coming to the game. And so I do expect to see some lineup changes tomorrow. And we will see how that impacts the game. For the Rams side of things, talked about it a little bit, that bench isn't quite as deep as they would probably like it, and so they're going to be tired, but they do have some scratches standing in the corner there to maybe provide some relief for them tomorrow as well. Sleds off the stick of BCB. Back to Doan. Flung in. Carlisle looking for the loose puck. Reiger trying to play it off his backhand. Miscommunication by the Rams. They touch up. McDonald chases after it. Fodrell starts his wagon, gets going, skates around a few men, and Hunt Bond pokes away, but turned over to Carlisle. Just south of 5 minutes to go in this game. Warren steps in to Berger, centering feed, puck loose, Aaron Best. And it gets coughed up and out of the offensive zone for Oklahoma. Flung in, touched up, Fodrell has it. Carlisle centers it. Norris coming in with some speed. Sooners are back there to defend it. Good hack there by Carlisle, but it's no avail. Norris still has the puck. Wraparound attempt. Bassett there to have an answer. And the other way goes Fodrell, or excuse me, Best. Sooners are gassed right now.
Yeah, great job there on the play by Connor Horn to break up that centering pass. That could have resulted in another Colorado State goal, but like you said, you could tell the energy off the ice and on the ice, honestly, as well. The Sooners played a great game, trying their best, but obviously right now down a 5-goal deficit. Just trying to play out the remaining 3.5 minutes.
This weekend of entertainment continues as OU football will look to do something really funny against Alabama on Saturday, as a shot there is fanned on by Rudrow. They try to take the Crimson Tide out of playoff contention. We'll see if that happens. You know, I think that the general consensus around the fan base is that that's pretty unlikely, but they're also playing to try to get into a bowl game as well. And if they don't get it done on Saturday against Alabama, it doesn't look too good in Death Valley the week after that against LSU.
Yeah, the Sooners currently have the second longest active bowl streak in the NCAA. 25 straight appearances, right behind Georgia's 27. And I will say, as a senior here, it would be a great last home game if the Sooners can pull off an unbelievable upset. But as I'm sure most Sooner fans at home as well, we're not getting our hopes up too much over here.
We're just having fun. We're just going to have a great time on Saturday, no matter the outcome. It's going to be a nice, cool fall night in Norman, and some SEC football will be played. But first, the Sooners on the ice have to have an answer. Might have an answer in this one, but we'll definitely look to have an answer tomorrow night. That puck drop will also be at 7 o'clock, just like tonight was. And we look forward to seeing you here or over on our YouTube channel. If you have been a subscriber for longer than 24 hours, I want to mention this. You can comment, and feel free to ask questions or provide suggestions. We try to look at it in the chat as much as we can, and we can try to answer some of that and interact with you guys that are watching during those games. We'll try that out tomorrow night. Tonight, there's not much to talk about, unfortunately, and not much time left to do it, but feel free to fire away any appropriate questions to ask us, and we will answer them to the best of our ability. And if you haven't already, there's a shot there by Tristan Glass, gets fought off again. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. We always appreciate your guys' support. You guys are what keep us going. Without you guys, we have no one to talk to, and we're talking to dead air. So we appreciate you guys tuning in and night out and continuing to support this team. You can make a generous donation if you feel like it on OU Hockey's website to continue to help support these players play and pay rink fees and all that good stuff. You can also, if you come out to a game, there's a great selection of merchandise that's always in that far corner with some anthracite jerseys, t-shirts, hats, you name it. For, I would say, hockey apparel isn't known to be the cheapest, but for OU keeps it at a relatively fair price.
Exactly, yeah. Some great merch you can get to support your OU Hockey Club, and like you mentioned, Christian, those gorgeous anthracite jerseys. Something, maybe a little holiday gift with the holiday season coming up.
Got just under a minute here left in the final frame. And Nacera, if it holds, will go 3-2 for the Rams with his first career shutout. It's definitely a bounce-back game for him. Again, that UCO series did not favor Colorado State whatsoever as they got swept, and I believe it was UCO's first sweep of the season.
Absolutely an incredible gem of a performance tonight by Nocera, no matter what happens with 30 seconds remaining in this game.
Bell's had his skate on the blue line, and they blew it dead for offsides. Add that to the list of things.
Just not going the Sooners' way tonight. 25 seconds remaining. As I was mentioning not too long ago, Nocera having an incredible performance tonight, a shutout, well-deserved. Of course, he's had a great defense in front of him, but he has made some incredible plays. We mentioned before this period started that replay package of the multiple saves he made on the Sooners power play, and there were some of them that we were just at a loss for words up here of how he was able to keep those out of the net, and that is what the Sooners have been dealing with, and he's done a great job tonight.
If any of his family members are watching the stream tonight, just know he's done incredible and has been an outstanding goaltender tonight for Colorado State. Big hit there by Cavalcanti. We always want to give credit where credit's due. We're going to get a scrum here. Carson Bassett is getting tackled. Throws a punch there. He's got to not do that. He's got to be careful here. We saw Carson Bassett being a physical presence there as he gets caught up.
Yeah, with Connor Schuckman, again, the ref's still trying to pull the two of them apart. I think, unfortunately for Bassett, just the frustration of this deficit, and we saw him throw some great hits earlier, but with 5 seconds left in this game.
They're going to see their nights end with 5 seconds left. Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. But
more of a principle.
Right. We'll keep that in mind, and hopefully that doesn't result in any sort of suspension or anything like that for Bassett. He's one of the better Sooner defenders and has been a rock on this team for many years.
One of the more senior leaders on this team.
Right. Very rarely do you see him lose his cool like that.
Exactly, yeah. Able to keep his composure most of the time, but like we mentioned earlier, I think unfortunately just the nature of this game and the frustration for the Sooners. I mean, 35 shots on goal and have held Colorado to 24. Normally this is a game that would end in the Sooners' favor, and if they would lose it, it would certainly not be by this margin, but just a little bit unfortunate tonight, and that'll see him, Carson Bassett off the ice tonight with 5 seconds left in this game.
I think I'm saying just call it at this point.
Yes, both teams screw up the face-off dot, unsure what's being discussed with only 5 seconds left in the game. Apologize for the delay, trying to wait here to get the call.
we're just going to try to get out of this game without having any other extracurriculars ensue. There's 5 seconds left, shouldn't be. And that will do it for this game. Josh Bells has a bit of a conversation with Lakovsky. Says a few words to him in front of us before Colorado State will head off the ice with a 5-0 victory. We will look forward to talking to you guys and seeing you guys tomorrow night. I'm Chris Jamarkey, alongside me, Amy Acevedo. We thank you so much for tuning in. Drive home safely if you're driving, and have a great night.